Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So today we're going to be talking about multiple stories all revolving around Dragon Age the Veilguard and Bioware. So as reported here by Smash JT, the director of Dragon Age the Veilguard, Corrine Busche, is out at Bioware. She is officially leaving and going somewhere else. The result a lot of people predicted based on the failure of Veilguard. But on top of that, the second thing we're going to look at today is a very weird situation where journalists have shamelessly and falsely claimed that they were the ones who broke out this story when in reality, it was Smash JT and they just stole his scoop and are now reporting it as if it was their own leak in the first place. But before we get into the details of those stories, I want to quickly share with you guys a big clearance sale going on at Advanced GG, the Straub and Rev holiday clearance sale. You can save up to 50% on your order and get a free sticker with every order. This offer is only going to be valid until tomorrow at midnight, so you definitely want to hop on that. As always, use code REV at checkout to get these discounts applied. You can see there's a whole bunch of things on my page here. You got the stickers, you got the holiday pants there, you got the ice shakers that are great at keeping your drinks cold all day. We also have several different flavor jars you can check out. As always, highly recommend the flavor jars, especially the energy ones if you want a good replacement for things like coffee and pre-workout. Not only is it something that's going to avoid giving the shakes or anything like that, it's also very, well, tasty. I haven't found a flavor I haven't enjoyed yet, and I know a lot of you guys enjoy it too. So as always, use the link in the pinned comment and use code REV at checkout and don't miss out on this limited time offer. So let's get into the story here. So, as a whistleblower reports to Smash JT, so they sent in an email saying Corrine is indeed gone. The current rumor is that they will announce the closure of Bioware Edmonton sometime around February, just before Electronic Arts Town Hall, basically when EA talks about what's been going on for the last fiscal quarter and what's next. So we're going to look a little more in depth at this possible closure of the Edmonton office here, but let's begin with Corrine Busche, okay? She is the game director or former game director of Dragon Age, and she's obviously just like everyone else who's woke, private on social media, but her entire stay with this company has been a very strange one. A lot of people thinking there's a self-insert issue here where she's trying to implement her own gender ideology into the game, and it shows, right? Right from the beginning, we saw headlines like this before the release. Dragon Age the Veilguard director promises more inclusive character creation, and oh boy, did we get that. Not just with the character creation process, but throughout the story. So much gender ideology all throughout it. It was very woke. Everyone knows that. But what's interesting is not only did people reject this with Veilguard, we're seeing it reflected in recent polls like this. So recently, the CEO of CI Games came out and rejected DEI. And some people in response said, hey, by the way, in your games, you have type A and type B body types. Do you want to change that? And they made a very cool decision to say, you know what? It's up to you, the gamers, to decide. We're going to make this poll public, and whatever the result is, we're going to go with it. And man, are gamers showing they don't care about this inclusivity and character creation and these woke terms attached to it. Look at this poll, 50,000 votes. And 88%+ of people chose male or female body types. They rejected all this woke bullshit. And now it's more clear than ever that this is the direction people want to go. And also there's another poll that's was only created very recently asking people, should lead video game characters be widely considered attractive / aspirational by the vast majority of players? And right now, after 2,500 votes, it's 83% yes. So it is showing everyone that people want attractive characters, and your typical male and female options and all this inclusivity and all this woke nonsense is being rejected very clearly. So despite whatever these people say on Twitter, these screechers, this is the reality of what gamers actually want. As you can see down here, Endymion saying, yes, we don't want to play someone who looks like Jeff Grubb in a video game. More on that soon enough. But let's go back to Veilguard. We all know what happened here. This game absolutely fell off. It had a very disappointing launch, reaching numbers that were definitely a major disappointment for such a beloved IP, and now it's completely flatlined. I mean, looking at the max timeline here, it is flatlined here. Okay, it is absolutely abysmal how this game performed, despite the fact games journalists like Jason Schreier on day one said, go woke, go top the charts, which absolutely backfired because they were seething so much about chuds that they just ignored reality in front of them and got absolutely humiliated. But back to the Smash JT report here. So it says Corrine Busche's exit, a devastating blow, and an email leaked directly to me that was sent out to Bioware employees. Busche recently announced his resignation, citing his decision to pursue a new challenge and project focused on his passion for making RPGs. Hard to believe I'm writing these words, Corrine says, but here it goes. It's time for me to say goodbye. Today is my last day at Bioware and EA. After so much contemplation, I've decided to pursue a new challenge and a new project, doing what I love most, making RPGs. It wasn't an easy decision. I mean, when I say I love Bioware, the Dragon Age team, and what we've all accomplished together, my time with you all has been the highlight of my career. I want to offer my personal thanks to each of you for your trust, your companionship, and for the many ways in which you've inspired me and helped me grow. I'll be eagerly waiting to see what great experiences you create next, and as a fan, I'll be rooting for you. If I can leave you with any advice, it's this. We all know making games is hard. It's part of why we do it. But making games is also about the people and the reliance we have on one another. So take the time to celebrate the wins and lift each other up. The challenge and the work will always be there, but the moments we have with each other are precious and few. Let's stay in touch, and sayonara. Yeah, it's super important to rely on each other. Okay, I'm leaving now. Basically, Corrine went to Bioware and the Dragon Age team, made everything woke and unappealing, completely imploded Veilguard, imploded Bioware, and then just took off. She's out of here, just like that. Really insane if you think about it. And guess what happens, by the way? We'll see about this a little bit more later in the video, but she's getting a job offer. That's why she left here, that apparently was so good she couldn't pass up on it. Sounding like this is some sort of a promotion. So as always, rewarding mediocrity in the gaming industry, literally falling upwards. You can make an absolute terrible set of choices. You can be at the helm of a game that literally ruins an IP and an entire studio and then get a big job offer as a reward. Make it make sense. Now, looking at this, okay, like I said, this was leaked not just by Smash JT, but also Grums, aka Mark Kern. And I point this out because the email they shared was posted around the same time Smash JT released his video, which was around 8 p.m. on the 16th. So about, 24 hours from when you're watching this video or this video comes out. That's very important because we would see some very weird behavior from journalists. Kind of predictable, but very strange. So you can see PC Gamer here, one of several examples we're going to see. They report on this whole situation, saying Dragon Age the Veilguard game director departs Bioware after 18 years at EA after an offer to build a new RPG she couldn't turn down. So they have this whole highlight here, and this is the very strange part. It says the first confirmation comes from journalist Jeff Grubb, not Jeff as in Smash JT, Jeff Grubb, a completely different person. And if you go to the post that they cited, this is Jeff Grubb, a journalist, who of course reports here saying Corrine Busche, director of Dragon Age, really is leaving Bioware, but I don't think EA is closing Bioware Edmonton. Was told there is nothing solid about that part of the rumor. And this was posted about 5 hours after Smash JT's report was made live. So they quite literally yoinked this story and did not credit Smash JT in any sort of a way, which is obviously a violation of their journalistic integrity, which they don't have any integrity, so I don't really know what we're expecting there. But this is really shameless behavior. You can see the proposed note here trying to dispute what they're attempting here because this is really low. Like, incredibly unprofessional and clearly done out of spite for Smash JT, as well as Mark Kern. And you can see people are not buying it in the comments saying, didn't even credit the journalist that broke the story. You're just a common thief. Now, the people saying, I do realize that you probably lack the basic human integrity to even respond to all the people calling you out because of how you stole Smash JT and Grum's leak, trying to make it your own. Here's another one. Source with Smash JT. That's big news. Thanks for providing it. Yeah, after they stole it. I heard it from the same place you did, homie. After 18 years or something, right? That's a long time. And then, of course, they say down here that they faked the reviews. That's a whole nother issue. But you can see, give credit to Smash. So why didn't you credit Smash? It goes on and on. You get the point, right? People are not buying this. And in response to these very valid criticisms, Grubb here would have a little meltdown saying, and thanks to everyone who is pointing out that reporting like this is what made me Leaker of the Year on the subreddit Gaming, Leaks, and Rumors. So they're doubling down on this and claiming they're the one who discovered this. And then they say this, okay, relax. Lots of you are now throwing the word hero around, and while I agree that you wouldn't have ever learned about this story without me, I'll settle for role model to all people. Literal man-child, by the way, acting like a complete spurg, and nobody's buying this, and now it presents a different problem too. We're not just talking about this Jeff Grubb person being a spurg and stealing the story, but also the people who are reporting this at places like PC Gamer. This is the person who wrote that article we just looked at. Are they going to do anything about this? Are they going to correct the record? Because they clearly got this wrong, and they're promoting a story in a way that takes credit away from the leaker. And like, what is this guy? He looks like a living soy jack. But anyways, if we're going to talk about ethics for journalists, there's so much wrong here. I mean, number one, what's happening is considered by many to be plagiarism, just straight up yoinking a story without giving any sort of a set of credit. As a journalist, obviously you can't do that. But also for PC Gamer and Eurogamer and other articles that were written giving credit to Jeff Grubb, they have a duty to correct the record when they're presented with information that proves they got something wrong. And guess what? None of them are going to do it. You absolutely know none of them are going to do what they're supposed to do as journalists because they're just so corrupt. And as always, with games journalists in particular, there's never any punishments for anything. They get away with everything. And the only really solace here is that they're all just losing their jobs slowly. People don't want to support these games journalists who have no respect for gamers or really their own integrity as a journalist. And at this point, it's not even about money. It's not even about having journalistic integrity or making good articles. This is really just high school 2.0 for a lot of these people. They're just reliving their experiences like a theater kid, banding together in this little social group. And their only goal is to basically impress each other in a massive circle jerk, right? Like they don't want to actually make good articles or respect gamers or make gamers happy. They're just going down with the ship while they're basically in this little club together because it's not important to actually do anything right with their job. They just want to impress each other. And it's so obvious. And here they are basically snubbing someone just because they don't like the political views or the opinions of someone like Smash JT. And they're openly violating their own journalistic integrity in order to basically get a one-over on a person like Smash JT while impressing all of their friends in the journalism scene. It's absolutely pathetic. And of course, Smash JT would acknowledge this and point out some interesting behavior too, that this person, this Jeff Grubb, is also clearly friends with Alyssa Mercante, who's obviously in the process of suing Smash JT in a very frivolous lawsuit. But it goes a little further, as he points out in another article on Smash JT, where he points out that other publications like Eurogamer, PC Gamer, VG247, and IGN and others have credited Grubb as the source of the leak. Of course, again, ignoring Smash JT and Mark Kern's discovery. It's just completely shameless and pathetic. But going off of this whole second half of the story with the rumors of Edmonton's closure, so he says this: a follow-up email from my source with EA adds up serious fuel to this ongoing fire. According to the source, Bioware Edmonton, the studio's flagship location, is now rumored to be on the chopping block next by EA. The studio opened this 3-story office just 5 years ago, and it's already on its way out by the looks of it. The closure is allegedly set to be announced around February 2025, just before EA's quarterly town hall meeting. The timing couldn't be worse, as EA will now undoubtedly use this as an opportunity to discuss their fiscal performance and future plans. The closure of Bioware Edmonton would mark the end of an era and send shockwaves through the gaming community. Now, that wouldn't be too surprising, right? This is a rumor at this time, but based on everything we've seen, the people going out the door at Bioware and also the absolute failure of Veilguard, it would not be surprising to see that studio shutting down. But of course, people are trying to attack that. So you can see Smash JT reporting this, and you can see a proposed community note. You'll see this on every single post made by Smash JT or Mark Kern on the subject, where the note says, Corrine Busche's departure was voluntary and she was presented with a new job opportunity. What does that even mean? And then they cite one of the articles that stole from Smash JT. And then down here it says the rumor about shutting down of Bioware Edmonton is false. And then who do they cite for that? They cite Jeff Grubb, who stole the source. It's insane because he stole the lead from Smash JT, and on the one hand said the information about Corrine stepping down as director, that's reliable. But the other part they stole is not reliable. It's so strange. This is just a rumor, by the way, but they're using the information the way they want to while stealing it and not even crediting it. It's absolutely shameless behavior, and it's really pathetic. You can see proposed notes and all this stuff. If you're in the note system, make sure you hit these people with the notes that they deserve for this shameless behavior. This whole thing is an absolute mess, and journalists are once again proving that gamers should not trust them for 1 second. But that's not something that's probably too new to people watching this video. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.